My conversation today is about the state of Florida and how they are violating the Constitution and they are using the Constitution at the same time for a backwards and fucked up agenda. I've been showing y'all a lot of things about what's been going on with me within the state of Florida. And the thing is, there's a reason why I'm going through all this. And that's because the state of Florida is truly corrupt. And the corruption comes from the officials, both state and local officials, who are hell-bent on trying to get grant dollars in the state to feed their nonprofit and lobbyist organizations that they have. One of the biggest lobbyist organizations that they have is the United Way and Mission United. This organization is dedicated to helping homeless and helping people get housing, right? The thing about these people, they used to be Habitat for Humanity and all this other stuff is connected to it. The thing is that these people have such a stronghold on the state of Florida that they have corrupted the system to the point to where they are trying to use the system to make money. So in that, like, you have United Way and Mission United, they're connected to the VA, right? You have to think when it comes, and this is what makes a dangerous situation for veterans. As a veteran, this is what creates my situation, is that these people have made laws that the government is giving the nonprofit organizations money to build homes so that they can take care of veterans. And the way that they're trying to take care of veterans is through, they claim it's helping us, but it's not helping us. They're taking away our freedoms to do for ourselves, literally. They are literally taking away our rights to do for ourselves. So basically what they're doing is, if you see the setup, and I'm just going to use the setup of what happened to me and what's happening to me. The setup is, when I came home, the first thing that they said, that the VA said, was that I had a mental health problem. And then when I refused to take medication and I refused to do what doctors told me to do, I ended up homeless because right now everything is surrounded by United Way and Mission United. A lot of things are owned by United Way and Mission United. And whatever they don't own, they have a lot of connections to a lot of things, especially here in South Florida. So you have a large group of people who are connected to each other through these, when you see these, I call them the scams, the rich dad, poor dad scam, the pyramid scams. Oh yeah, all these scams with property and all that. Yeah, my entire city and state and county is intertwined into that stuff. Like, you have a lot of public officials who are intertwined with these people. So what's happening is, you have a person like me coming home from the military. I have benefits. Now, my benefits is a blessing and a curse. The reason what's a blessing is they're my benefits, right? I can use them wherever in the United States that I want to use them, whenever I want to use them, right? But what makes them a curse is, in the state of Florida, I am a threat to those organizations. Why? Because at the end of the day, you have to think, if I come in like I came in with $40,000 in the bank with these benefits, that means that the plans, the agenda that they have and the plans that they made, well, I can disrupt them. Why? Because part of their plans is to take a lot of property from a lot of people, especially black people, which is where I live at. Sis Trump is where I live. So you have to catch on to this. So my family owns a house on Sis Trump, right? My grandmother owns a house on Sis Trump. They are gentrifying Sis Trump and trying to force all the black residents out of Sis Trump, right? So the people who own property on Sistrunk, they're trying to force us out. But how do you do that? Well, number one, they got rid of all of the jobs that we had on Sistrunk, all of the businesses, small and large businesses that we had in Sistrunk. They got rid of them, and what they're doing is all the things that were set up to help us continue the historical aspects of Sistrunk. Well, they're not abiding by those rules or those laws at all. Sistrunk in itself is labeled a historical landmark. And with that historical landmark identification comes tax breaks for everybody that lives on Sistrunk. Everybody that owns property on Sistrunk is supposed to get a tax exemption. Every business on Sistrunk is supposed to get a tax exemption. The CRA dollars from the city and the county, they're supposed to go to the businesses on Sistrunk. But what's happening is our county property appraisers are not allowing for any resident. Well, I know they're not allowing for my family to receive tax exemptions on our personal property, and I know that they're not giving those CRA dollars to anybody on Sistrunk. Now, the reason why all that matters is because at the end of the day, what's happening is the city and the county, they are giving that money to organizations like United Way, Live United. What's the other one that I said? The one that serves the military, Mission United. They're giving a lot of money to these people. And these people are going in and taking over our areas. And they're buying up property and stuff like that. And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to set up low-income housing. Now, one of the biggest problems is, and this is where my benefits come into play, is that they're trying to set up low-income housing, not just for homeless people, but for homeless veterans. Are you getting it? Is it coming clear to you? So you got to think, if they are trying to set up homeless housing for homeless veterans, where are they going to get the money from? Where are they going to get the money from? They're going to get it from the state and the federal government, and they're going to get the money from my own pockets. How are they going to do that? How are they going to get an able-bodied human being who served in the military, who served our country proudly? How are they going to get his money? Well, they're going to make you think, the average person out there, they're going to make all of y'all, they're going to make you think that I have a mental health problem. And they're going to make you think that the military isn't helping me with my mental health problem that they say that I have. Now, meanwhile, the military has no paperwork of me having a mental health problem, so therefore the military doesn't say anything about it because the military has no reason to believe that I have a mental health problem. However, who's giving me the mental health problem? Well, remember what I told you earlier? The VA is sharing my information with Mission United, and what they're doing is they are coming around me with information like these people. You don't know who these people are. A lot of them just walk around me and blurting out my medical information. And what does that do to a person who don't know what you're doing? Who don't know that it's United Way or Mission United? Well, it puts them in a paranoid state, does it not? Now, while I'm in a paranoid state, they're going to say, oh, he got this way because of the military. You understand? Then after they say that I got that way because of the military, they're going to say, hey, he needs to collect a paycheck because he can't take care of himself. Now, how are they going to make that to be true? Well, Mission United, United Way is also connected to the city and the county and the police, right? To police, what the police are doing, and along with a lot of other people in the community, what they are doing is they're setting up situations to take me to jail, to have me arrested. But what they're doing is they're using misdemeanor crimes to do so. So it's just enough. The misdemeanor crimes is just enough to where I'm not going to prison, but it's just enough to say, oh, he has a mental health problem. when you read the reports, everything that they surround these reports around is them claiming that I have a mental health problem. So when they claim that I have a mental health problem, they are doing it to satisfy their agenda. Get it? So now if they're doing everything to satisfy their agenda, they're violating my constitutional rights. Why? Because they're trying to replace the Constitution with their agenda. So think about it like this. If they say that I have a mental health problem, I also say that I need mental health help. They're going to force me to take mental health help that I don't need. Now, here's the problem. Claiming that I have a mental health problem prevents me from getting jobs, right? Claiming that I'm committing crimes prevents me from getting jobs. Yeah, you see that? You see that pattern? So if I've been arrested 12 times and been bankrupted 4, I can't go out here and get a job because at the end of the day, that paperwork will be shared between my job, the VA, these different hospitals, the police department, law enforcement, all the way through, right? And that binds me to have to receive help for them. Now, in my situation, because I'm very smart and I come out and make money on my own, they try to stop that. This is why they're trying to put me, this is where the community court comes into play. So the community court, if you understand it, the community court is a diversion court that if you commit a crime, if they claim that you committed a crime, they're going to take you and they're going to say, you need this community court because you can't take care of yourself. You're out here committing crimes and you can't take care of yourself. Meanwhile, the whole plan is to put you in community court because what community court is going to do, community court is going to recommend that you seek therapy from the VA. Then while the community court is recommending that you seek therapy from the VA is going to recommend that you go to what? The housing from the Mission United and United Way. You understand that, right? Because that's what they're trying to do. That's the roundabout way that they're doing it, is they're using the system to get them people into their own programs. And that's how they violate the Constitution at the same time. So they're ignoring the Constitution so they can get more people into their program. And that's how I came about. And that's what's going on in my situation. The only thing is, everybody can't put that together because you're not seeing it. But when people pay attention to what's going on, especially veterans, because the reason why I'm trying to always put this out to veterans, one of the things that I saw while I was in the locked up when I was Baker acted, these people had a colonel, a full-board colonel in this mental health facility. So if you think just because I'm a soldier who served and and I'm you can easily say that I have a mental health problem because the way I act and what you see on social media, watch what they do. Watch what they do to you. When you get out the military, when you retire, sergeant major, first sergeant, colonel, captain, yeah, think it ain't gonna be you, because this is coming from the state. Remember, the state is doing this. I'm just telling you. And the way they finna hurt themselves is by them doing everything that they're doing. They're not going to be able to sustain their positions because they're going to have to rearrange their positions to fit their agenda. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm waiting for October. That's what I'm waiting on. When October get here, man, I really want to see what they're going to do. Have a good one.